That's right. It is the Cero Post Show. Cero, 100% natural, 0 ABV, and Yago Dora dancing with the fans on the sand here at Supertubos. Our men's winner, Yago Dora, taking his second championship tour win in a wild crowd that has endured a lot of nature here in Peniche. That's where we're at. Beautiful place, a lot of surf, and we've been on and off and survived the storm, but we're still right here. Kaipo Girl, Jesse Mendez, Mitchell Salazar. What a road, Mitch.
Definitely, and when you consider who won, the two deserving champions won out there, Kaipo. Really difficult conditions this afternoon. We got the sun to come out, too. Really stoked to see the last 2 hours of sunlight right here.
Yeah, we got the sun just in time for the awards presentation, Jesse.
I know, that was good enough because all these people that are watching just behind us, they went through thick today. I saw all the umbrellas pop up, and we're not talking about Hawaii rain that it's you know, 20 degrees
thick,
outside.
Cold.
Yeah, freezing cold, north winds, you know, so well deserved for them. They deserve that.
Yeah,
and well done with you guys. Highlight moment for you, Mitch?
You know, definitely hard not to say Yago winning. You know, the pride of Florianopolis, Brazil, really excited to see him. To me, he's a championship tour contender. I want to see him over there in the finals, though, Kaipo. I want to see that consistency roll through over in El Salvador and, of course, heading into the Australian leg.
Yeah, and speaking of Yago Dora, let's take a look at the men's bracket and Yago's road to his second victory on the championship tour. Jesse, it wasn't an easy road. No,
definitely. I think the top part of the draw right there was more stacked up than the bottom one, just a matter of names, right? You have like past champions, Filipe Toledo, you had Ethan Wheeler, one of the most informed, and then Jack Robbo, and he just went through everyone, and not to mention, he beat the best out here, Italo Ferreira, on the finals.
Let's take a look. Starting at this morning, Yago's road to the finals started with a matchup against his good friend, Jack Robinson.
Yeah, and had to surf 4 times today, Kaipo, to be able to get the victory. Look at the conditions this morning, though. Turns, barrels, airs. He did it all, and en route to his second victory at the CT level.
Just disappearing out here, Jesse. Where'd he go?
I mean, do you see how much he weaved that board into that barrel? Just big pumps in the beginning, and then after just adjusting because he already had the speed. Found another jam of a wave right there.
Yeah, it was all Dora with his matchup against his good friend Jack Robinson. That was just another bonus. 7.5, 8-point ride for Yago Dora, moving on into the semifinals. Little breather on the beach. Time to match up against Ethan Ewing, Mitchell.
Yeah, one of the best in the world, especially on rail. He made a point of it to get into the air and have that real big point of separation right there, Kaipo. Lofty airs, especially when it comes to the creativity on the lefts. No slouch on the backhand either with the rail surfing.
Yeah, look at the second turn, just making the most of that section. Almost felt like he was like, I'm done, but then he realized there's another section in front of me. I'm gonna make the most of this whole wave. But I like how he wasn't anxious. He wasn't trying to think ahead of himself. Just really identified what was in front of him.
Coming up against world number 1 right now, Italo Ferreira, but Yago was able to make it happen, getting tech out there.
Yeah, and especially in the first half of the heat too, 6.67 on that one. Made sure to not only ride out of the air, capitalize on every single ounce of opportunity he had on these waves, Kaipo. To me though, the height of this one was the standard that the judges set for that final. 7.43 from the number 1 in the world.
Yeah, Italo coming up short on the backup. It's all Yago Dora. Dora continued his assault all the way to the end.
I mean, how's his bottom turn? She sat up this stale fish, air reverse, and he knew he had to be technical because the wave lacked a little bit of size and energy to it, and combo it up. You know, ticked all the box. Creativity, fluidity, had power on the bottom turns, finish it off strong, you know, creativity, just very progressive surfing there. Outside of the box there for Yago Dora.
What a good feeling for Yago, and he's got to be one of the favorites this year on the championship tour. Like you said, gaining speed and gaining momentum this year after a disappointing start, 33rd to begin with on the tour, but has made up for it and then some now after stop number 3.
One, as we all know, he's always been a slow starter. So the fact that he's already got 2 keeper results in the first 3 events, Kaipo, the throwaway's there, but you have a lot of major events heading into the back end of the year, especially the inclusion of lower trestles as a regular CT event now.
I mean, I feel like he's been people's pick for the last few years to be in the top 5. It's just a matter of time, and this might be his year.
Yep. There's the number, 6'7". 6'7" was enough. You can see Italo Ferreira did have the highest single wave score, just was searching and could not find the backup, Jesse.
And that happens, man, even with the best. He swinged himself in 12 waves and wasn't enough to find the 5.94 he was hoping for.
But note, Italo Ferreira has already made the mid-season cut after only 3 events.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
Crazy.
Just say, like, he made that and he probably did 70% of his job to get to the top 5 final. Like, it's incredible how well he's doing this year.
Yeah. I mean, you think about Italo Ferreira, he's only lost 2 heats all year.
No, you know what the craziest part about it, too? He was one of the last people to make the cut last year, winning 2 out of the 3 events after the cut line, Kaipo. So now, off to a great start. To me, it's no doubt that he's going to be in the top 5 race right there heading into Fiji.
Yeah, I think he's looking good mentally, physically, just the whole thing. We had an inspirational win, a repeat win on the women's side, Mitchell, with Caroline Marks here.
Yeah, you know, as we look at the bracket right here, had to go through Joanne Defay, Molly Picklum, and then Gabriela Bryan, the powerhouse surfer in the final, Kaipo, though. But then you look at the bottom half of the draw. Brooks was in there. You saw Kenworthy, a lot of new surfers in the mix, Kipes.
Yeah, Gabriela Bryan had to come through 2 rookies on her way to another finals finish, Jesse.
She sure did, and I mean, I feel like that final's gonna hurt her so much. Like when you come in and she looks back and knows see the score and how close she was from actually having a win. It's not that many times you have supposedly that easy of a win on the final days. Right here, starting it off a few days ago before that huge storm, just beautiful surfing from Caroline Marks, just solid. Knows exactly what she needs to do in every heat in order to win. If it needs to be 7 points total or 15 points total, she's gonna make it happen most of the time.
Yeah, 11 points here. She got by Joanne Defay in the quarterfinals. And mom-to-be Joanne Defay, quarterfinalist, while expecting pretty big deal.
That is. And then Marksy right here in the semis, Kaipo, against Molly. Another low-scoring affair, but most importantly, every single time she paddled out, made sure to be on the winning side of things, on the right waves at the right time. That her backup score, a little late to the party, but it was just enough to make it into the final.
Signing an autograph on the beach, getting ready for the final. The sun peeks out, little word with Coach Luke Egan, and then she came up against the power surfer, Gabby Bryan, in the final, Jess.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Like, just beautiful for her to always be on, you know, with a W by her name. Like, she's just that smart of a surfer. She doesn't overcommit when she doesn't need to, but she will step it up when it's time. And right here, just solid surfing once again for Caroline Marks.
Yeah, picks off this great left. 2 big turns, didn't get the finish, but it didn't matter. She still got enough of a score to take out a win here at Supertubos, her 2nd win at this event.
And a momentum-building event, I would have to say, too, Kaipo, considering they were going into a venue that has been very favorable for her in the past over there in El Salvador. As of right now, though, in the mix in the top 5, I like what I'm seeing out of the shift on the women's side, gentlemen, and Caroline Marks could easily be crowned a 2-time champ at the end of the year.
Oh, love it. On the road. Well, guys, here's the numbers. Low-scoring final and very close.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, for Bryan, it's gonna hurt so much for you to get to a final, and you need something around the 4-point range, and you're not able to catch. Like, she's gonna look back, and she was that close from crowning another CT victory right here. Yeah. But once again, Caroline Marks taking down the show.
Caroline Marks with 7 CT victories, tying former world champ Kim Mering on those record of CT victories. Congratulations to Caroline Marks. And let's make it official, guys. Let's give away some big trophies. For that, I'm going to throw it down to our awards presentation with Paul Evans. Take it away, Paul.
Welcome, everybody, to the awards presentation for the Mayo Rip Curl Portugal, presented by Corona Zero. Stop 3 on the championship tour this year, and well, it's been emotional. It's been physical too. We had a massive storm. There's been a few challenges here, and our first round of applause, most important one, you guys, the fans. You've been absolutely amazing. Coming down early, pouring rain. We've had massive waves. We've gone on hold. You guys have been incredible. So it's great to have your support. You've been part of this event since it first started, and it just gets better and better. Of course, we wouldn't be able to do this with our sponsors and our partners, so a huge thank you to Mayo, Ripco, Corona Zero, title partners for this event. And thanks to our partners Visit Portugal, Red Bull, Yeti, Onzoy, Userve, Icy, Visla, ADP, Millennium, and Hertz. Thank you. Of course, the city of Peniche, an incredible place, iconic really, and another chapter's been written of this event since we first did this back in 2009. It's come a long way, just seems to get better and better each time, and despite some of the challenges we've had from the ocean, once again, it's been an absolute honor to be here. Thank you for sharing with us, and of course, the crowds that make this event what they are. On stage, for our prize giving, we got Renato Hickel, WSL Deputy Commissioner, Enrique Bertinho, Mayor of Peniche, Lydia Monteiro from Portugal Tourism, and Pedro Laranjeira from Mayo, Jean-Sab Estienne from Rip Curl as well. All right, let's get into it. Time to give out our trophies for the 2025 Mayo Rip Curl Pro Portugal, presented by Corona Zero. Our first award goes to someone, he's pretty popular in this town. He's pretty popular everywhere he goes. He's been wearing the yellow jersey because he's been the best surfer in the world this year. Coming off the back of a win in Abu Dhabi. Couldn't quite get it done here, but he's always getting the crowd in a huge voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for your men's runner-up, Italo Ferreira. Italo, mate, obviously you would have loved to get another win here, but you're in incredible form, and your relationship with this town and this wave just continues.
Yeah, that was a long week for sure. I was like super confident, but on the final I had like a couple mistakes. I didn't land one of the biggest ones, but I would say congrats, Yago. That was a good final. It's always like a pleasure to compete against him. And yeah, I love this place. I have such good memories, and it's always like fun when I come back, and then I have like all the support from the guys. And yeah, we just started, so we have a long season into the end, and let's keep going for sure.
Great job, mate. Once again, Italo Ferreira, men's runner-up. Okay, for our next award, we're going to welcome up a surfer who's been laying down just power, really incredible. She's thrown some of the most powerful turns this beach has ever seen. She's in incredible form. A lot of people are backing her to go perhaps even all the way this year. A lot of events still to come. She, with great value to get to the final. Let's make some noise for Gabriela Bryan. Gabby, a tough final there. Not loads of great waves coming through, but overall, obviously going all the way to the final. It's another great result for you. Since getting that win in WA last year, you've been in incredible form. You must have enjoyed your time in Portugal this time out.
Oh, yeah, I had an amazing time in Portugal and surfed every single condition out here. Like you said, the final wasn't the greatest, but I'm stoked to have shared that with Caroline. She's an amazing person, and yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more in better waves, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the year.
All right, keep it going once again, ladies and gents, Gabby Bryan. All right, time to crown some champs. Bring up someone who, looking at surfing he does, and the sort of wave and what's available out here, and the kind of form he's been getting better and better and better. A lot of people backing him to go really, really big this year. Let's make some noise for our men's champion from Brazil, Yago Dora.
Aqui é o Brasil, porra! Caralho, tamanho do troféu, mano.
Yago, mate. Getting your maiden win in 2023 back home in Brazil. How goes this feeling back on the podium? Another CT win for you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Hard to describe the feelings and everything we go through as an athlete to just for this moment, for those minutes we have out there and to achieve our goals is. I'm really grateful. I want to thank God for guiding the way for me in this event, and thanks to my girlfriend, my family, my team. Without you, I wouldn't be here. And yeah, congratulations to all the surfers. It's been a really challenging event with all the late days, all the rain, the wind, and everyone pulled through really well. And I want to thank the fans. Obrigado a todos que vieram aqui na praia. Vocês ficaram aqui debaixo de chuva, no vento, no frio e ficaram dando energia pra gente o dia todo. Agradeço de coração. Valeu.
Yago Dora, your men's champion.
Isso aqui é o Brasil.
All right, one to go. Our next award, our women's champion. Someone who's been a world champ in 2023. She's the Olympic champion from Paris 2024. This event right here, her 7th championship tour win. Let's make some noise for Caroline Marks.
Italo! Italo, tira foto! Calil Maia, porra! Porra, era pra ele estar segurando.
Caroline, 7th time for you on the podium as a winner. How good does that feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Sorry I couldn't lift the trophy. It's gotta go to the gym more. I don't know.
I mean, a lot has happened here in Portugal, and a lot of ingredients come together putting a win here. What's been key to you for getting this success, getting this win?
Yeah, Portugal's been really good to me. Won here in 2019 with Italo, actually, and it was at a different time of year. This time of year, a lot more challenging with wind and waves and all that. But yeah, really stoked. I don't know. I came from surfing beach breaks, so I feel comfortable here. And yeah, thank you, Portugal. Portugal's just been really good to me, so special place for sure.
All right, well done. You've been amazing. Ladies and gents, your women's champion, Caroline Marks. And let's go back to the studio for the rest of the Corona Cero Post Show. Take it away, lads.
All right. Well, there you go. We got 2 champs, Yago Dora, Caroline Marks, the Corona Shower. And here we are on the set.
Where's our trophies?
Hey. Well, you guys, that was great, and it's good to see Yago Dora, Caroline Marks, Caipo Guerrero, Jesse Mendez, and Mitchell Salazar. It's been it's a great showing here of the talent that it takes to be so tenacious, I would have to say, Jesse, because it wasn't a straight run to a victory here. There are a lot of down days. You said about working out, even through the storm, keeping in top physical form to peak right here on finals day.
And it's always like this. Those surfers that come here, they expect that. Like, you're going to have multiple conditions, and even in a good day of surf, there's going to be high and low tides, and it's going to be tricky to some heats, and you have to navigate through it. So, yeah, good work for those surfers that are in the the top 4 best surfers of this event.
Yeah, careful with those trophies too. Those things are heavy. Don't drop them on anyone's toes. We still got a lot of tour left.
We do.
Especially the next stop with those rocks over there. You want to be having any kind of feet injuries.
Oh my gosh, it's slippery and scary.
All right, well, let's look at the rankings. Yago Dora up to number 4, Ethan Ewing up to number 3, Baron Mamiya still in the number 2 spot.
I am very, very stoked to see Baron actually finally contending the way we all expect him to, Kaipo. Yago up to number 4. Look at Rio Waida, though, at number 5. Great result for him right here in Portugal.
What stands out to you, Jess?
I guess what stands out to me is actually how important it is for you to kind of capitalize in every event. You see Miguel Pupos in the top 5, all of a sudden gets a 17 all the way down to 10th, just like that. Kanoe Igarashi, even though he didn't do so bad as well, dropping as well, Leo as well. So you gotta keep pushing every single event.
Yeah, it's a long road. And let's take a look at our women's live rankings after stop number 3. Katie Simmers will remain in yellow, Molly Picklum in second, but look at Caroline Marks with this victory up to number 3 in the rankings.
And we got several rookies right there in the top 10. Erin Brooks up to number 6, Kaipo. Bella Kenworthy cracks the top 10 for the first time. Vahine at number 8.
I like it.
But of course, number 1 and 2, Simmers and Picklum, the 2 most consistent surfers so far.
When you look at this top 10, it's really young, other than a couple of veterans, Lakey Peterson, as well as Tyler Wright.
Yeah, and that's just the testament to what we've been talking about. Really, seeing a lot of these young nations, young generations come out from Australia, from Europe, and of course, from the U.S. and South America, Kaipo.
Yeah, what do you see in the women's surfing?
I think it's just the energy that they bring. Obviously, like, everything's new for them. Everything's exciting. Sometimes when you've been on the tour for a long period of time, you can kind of get like, oh my gosh, like I'm coming to this again. The conditions are tough, Even though it's the best job in the world, it gets to your head. So those young women are just like, okay, I'll take the spot then.
Yeah, there's another competition that's going on, Mitchell. It's the CT Shaper rankings, and this was a great stop for the crew over there at Lost and Mayhem. Let's take a look at stop number 3 in the standings of the Vissla CT Shaper rankings. And Lost vaulted up to number 1, Mitchie.
Wow, more than 12,000 points separating them and Sharp by now at number 2. Channel Islands, they're still in the mix at number 3. GH had a couple of big results with Molly and Ethan Ewing. And Timmy Patterson with just a couple of surfers on tour there at number 5, gentlemen.
Pretty crazy, man. I think like it's a big event for Mayhem right there.
Huge.
Oh yeah, big happenings there. But it's a long road. We're only at stop number 3 out of 11 stops on the regular season championship tour. Lots can happen right now. Nice scenic there. Well, time for us to turn the page, you guys. Let's get out of the 4-3 wetsuits. Get us through some board shorts, because Jesse, next stop, Surf City El Salvador Pro.
I mean, polar opposite, right? We're going to probably the warmest place we have on tour. Some rights, let's see how it's gonna go down.
I need it. I need the humidity, I need the warmth, and of course I need my pupusas, gentlemen. We're gonna have a great time down there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time, but it's really the adjusting, right? There's a lot of adjusting coming from a beach break to a cobblestone right-hand point, and just the equipment's gonna change a lot.
No doubt about it, and I feel like the guys that are used to competing in those situations, I feel like here, there's a lot of variables. The more mature surfers that have been on tour for longer, they tend to thrive in these conditions because it's more about the surfing and the experiences that they previously had.
Mitchell, you like to talk about Mama Roca.
I do. Yeah, Mama Roca's kind of gnarly, guys. And, we talked about this being at a different time period of the years, too. We've had 3 events there. They've always been in June. Going into early April right now, we should be seeing some South Swell, early season swells. I'm expecting big things. We just saw a couple clips online that it was pumping. Brian Pettis said it's been really the best early season he's seen in about 5 or 6 years. I hope we score.
Pantera Rosa.
Yeah, the Pink Panther.
All right, well, let's take a look at some fantasy picks as we go into stop number 4. And the draw, average points. This is the history of fantasy picks. Looks like Felipe Toledo Jesse's a pretty good pick.
I mean, how can you not pick the guy, the best surfer in the last 5 years, besides last year that he took a time off on a right-hand point break? Performance-wise, no one cuts the water better and goes in the air in those conditions than him.
What about the women's picks, Mitch?
Yeah, well, definitely Tyler Wright up on top of the rankings right there. More than 37 points. Shout out to Caroline Marks, a champion. She's going to be trying to go back-to-back. I feel like Gabby Bryan's a lock at that location. And, of course, Sakura, she's looking to make something up. More than 15 points every single time out there.
Yeah, you guys. Well, up next, we've got a new piece to share with you. This has been created in celebration of surfing's living history, honoring the past while witnessing the present unfold in real time. And we're seeing that right here today. The CT is where these moments happen. History isn't just being recorded, it's being written. Thank you to Sean Thompson, the 1977 world champion, for providing the voice and support, and also to Rico de Souza, legendary Brazilian surfer who is the voice of the Portuguese version.
The thing about history is that whatever happens, happens. There's no denying it. History doesn't ask for your approval. It's not necessarily good or right, not pretty, not fair. It is what it is. And no matter how hard you try, you're never entirely in control. It's the beautiful chaos. Hell and heaven canceling each other out. Triumph and defeat. This year, history will be told in 12 chapters. 54 men and women will write it. And once it's written, it can't be unwritten. The question is, will you witness it? History will be written live at worldsurfleague.com.
Wow. I don't know about you guys, but you can call them goosebumps. You can call them chicken skin. That got me right there. That campaign coming up on worldsurfleague.com.
Definitely did. A lot of ups and downs in the history of professional surfing. Recent ones, too. John Florence getting injured. We saw Italo. We saw the piece with Mick. But then on the positive side, a lot of great things have happened in the most recent years, Kaipo.
Yeah, well, you know what time it is? It's time for our top 5 segments of this entire event. And it's been a great top 5 compilation. We're starting talking at number 5 about a rookie that took down our defending champ here at Supertubos, Jesse.
I mean, he mentioned this is his spot to shine. He loves Pipeline, but if he would have picked a place that he thinks he has more chances, this is it. And maximizing, getting a 5th place and beating someone like Griffin Colapinto, it's not easy out here, defending champ, and throwing down some hammers and some big punts.
Marco Mignot taking down Griffin Colapinto.
Well, there's a reason Griff had won here twice in the last 3 years. Kaipo dropped a couple of high 6s in this heat. Surfed great.
Watch this.
This one, 8-point ride for the surfer out of Sayulita, Mexico. Excellent stuff right there for Eminem.
Lofty, kind of levitated right there. It felt like he was just floating through that section. That was impressive.
You gotta love a rookie victory.
The jaw.
Dad liked it too. Number 4, progression in the way of Katie Simmers and her silky surfing Mitch.
Well, she keeps not only the consistency to her surfing, as you were saying, also on the competitive side. She hasn't really lost out before the quarterfinals in a lot of events, and seeing her progression so far, Kaipo, especially in different kinds of breaks, I think we're still going to be seeing another superstar in the finals later on this year.
Number 3, Jack Robinson tames the Paniche Storm.
I mean, how's this morning? This looks like almost like pipeline. Look how thick that wave is. He was picking up, he was doubling up, getting very straight, and he somehow finds some corners there. And there's what, 20 minutes of that? Afterwards, it was done. That's just a connection.
Oh,
that
my.
he's so good at this. That was crazy.
That was gnarly.
It was. And as Jesse pointed out, 20 minutes, maybe if that, on that day, Kaipo of perfect barrels.
Oh, man. Jack Robo put on a show, though, in the storm.
Then finding some diamonds in the rough right there. Doggy Door, look how big that wave is. Are you kidding me?
Probably the most exciting heat here in Peniche. That was number 3, Jack Robinson. Number 2, we gotta celebrate. Marksy, Caralupo, 2-time winner here at Supertubos, Mitch.
Yeah, Ferreira line back on the podium once again. Some amazing, consistent surfing. Had to surf 2 heats today en route to the victory, Kaipo, and did it not only on the backhand with a couple of big lefts in the final that got her the victory over Gabriela Bryan, Jess.
I mean, so impressive from her. Such a good competitor. She's amazing at slow cooking her opponents or just going to town when she needs to. I always love to mention that because it's very hard for you to have that ability. And right here, doing just enough on what he needs for her to take the win. Critical sections, once again, finish it off, but even though that was enough, to take the win.
And a final appearance by Gabby Bryan, but it was Caroline Marks' day, 2019 champ, 2025 champ. That's right, Caroline Marks. Number 1, let's give it up, Jess, for Yago Dora, our men's champ.
I can't get enough of that kick stall right there. Just the precision of the timing and everything those guys do above the lip. Yago is just on fire today from the first heat all the way into the finals. Just on a good rhythm. Not getting ahead of himself. Perfect executions. And beating the most informed guy of the year so far, Italo Ferreira.
4 heats today, too. Strenuous day for this victory for Yago Dora, Mitch.
Didn't necessarily seem that way. I mean, the way he was surfing with a lot of consistency, and he talked about a Kaipo, the Tony Hawk-inspired stalefish right there in the final against the most consistent surfer out of the event. But what separates him is that he has those on lock when he needs them, getting his 2nd victory at the CT level.
That's right. Revenge after a final shared last year in Rio. This time it was Yago Dora in the number 1 spot.
Good for him. A lot of work putting behind the scenes. Going through changes of coaches.
Yes, that's the major thing right there. And he said change is always scary, Kaipo. It has worked out in his favor so far.
Wow. Good stuff as the crowd starts to clear the beach. I'm considering this a very, very successful stop number 3, you guys. Jesse, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your insight. Mitchell, couldn't do this without you.
Estamos juntos.
Let's get ready, though, for the change in environment and climate. That's right. Stop number 4, the Surf City El Salvador Pro. That window opens up April 2nd. Let's toast some Corona Ceros, you guys, and send it off to
Cheers, bud.
the end of event highlights. Enjoy. All the updates are at worldsurfleague.com, and aloha.
Good morning from Portugal, Peniche. The best in the world in town.
Welcome to the Male Rip Curl Pro Portugal.
And it was a bit of an air show. As we see ramps really providing, we see it every year. Tour comes to town.
This thing was just gigantic in my book. I mean, where he landed, it was a knee breaker.
Gabriela Bryan.
That's some great surfing right there. Bang! look at these scores are dropping.
Number in for Ramsey Bukiam. He gets
Bingo!
the high score of the heat.
Skating. Classic face in front of her. Pops that front side air.
Where did that come from?
Now give me a score.
Tell me, wait a minute here.
However this goes, I think it's fair to say this is a matchup we're going to enjoy watching going down over the coming years. These two absolutely outstanding talents.
Got Robinson off the bottom. And another barrel. Robinson off with the spin. Wow. It looks like he's gone excellent again.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. Ewing, double E, chopping it down. Italo Ferreira.
Oh my God.
Bravo.
That is the man without fear right there, Kaibo.
Yago tucking in, pulling through, draining barrel. Yago Dora puts on the gas and comes out. Ethan Ewing right behind Toledo. Ewing pulls in. It's a wide one. The spin comes through. And so does Ethan. Caroline Marks on to the final up against Gabriela Bryan.
And a great looking matchup, the two Brazilians, the Goofies. So Yago, be enjoying the chance to go up against Italo.
Now we can officially congratulate Caroline Marks as our 2025 champion. Yago Dora, your 2025 male Rip Curl Pro champion.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed.